What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and today we are joined by the team over at WP301 Redirects. This lets you set up automatic redirects for posts and pages, manage affiliate links, and control all of your sites from a centralized dashboard. Before we dive into the tool, I just want to tell y'all a few quick things. The first is that you can tell us in the chat room why you are interested in this tool. Let us know a little bit about your site. If you have any questions, though, about the tool, the deal, how to get set up, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box. We do have somebody on standby to answer those questions. We will also be answering the most popular questions that have been coming in on the deal page at the end of the walkthrough, so stay tuned for that. And the last thing is that there will be a replay of this. So if you need to step out or if you want to just, watch this for the fun of it later, you can totally do that. All right, that's it for me. Hey, Gordon, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Thank you. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us. My name is Gordon. I work at Web Factory, and today I will be showing you the WP301 Redirects plugin. It will not be a regular walkthrough because that would be far too long. Instead, I'll show you some quick wins you can make with the plugin, some quick ways to save time and money and impress your clients. For those of you who perhaps remember me, I'm also the author of WP Reset and the Coming Soon and Maintenance Mode plugin, which are still available for purchase on AppSumo. Enough chit chat, let's get into it. Let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. So first and foremost, what's with these redirects? What are they? Well, let's assume that a customer, a visitor lands on your website and he or she go to, let's say, hello world URL. But actually where they meant to go or where they should have gone is hello-world. That means that they're not seeing the page that they should have been seeing. So what do? You create a redirect rule, one that redirects people from hello world with no dash to hello world with dash. Why is that important? When, first of all, the user experience is better because the user gets to see what they actually meant to see. It's good for SEO and it's, well, good for your traffic because you're keeping people on your website. There's a lot more examples to this. For instance, if you are merging two websites together, there's a lot of URLs here, and obviously some pages will need to change their URLs. Then you create redirect rules so that people who are visiting the old URLs on one site get redirected to the new URL on the new website. Again, you're not losing traffic, you're not losing people, everybody's happy. Okay, now let's get into the plugin. What I have here is a fresh installation, and the first thing we need to do is we need to activate the plugin. For that, I go into my dashboard. This is a place where I can manage my licenses, brands, sites, logs, and everything related to WP301 redirects. Yes, you will also get the dashboard. So first thing we do, we go to licenses, and I already have one license ready. It's a standard license key, which I could copy paste into the plugin and then simply activate it. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to deactivate. The reason why I'm not going to do that is because I don't like that copy pasting, and I think that's a realm of the past. Instead, what I'm going to do is create a new license. It's a domain-based license. And the only thing I need to do is enter my site's domain, okay, this one, and I click create and activate license. So now the system has a new license and it knows the domain of my site. So when I go to the site, to the plugin, I simply click keyless activation and it activates the plugin. I didn't have to copy paste anything. I didn't have to send any emails to anybody. I didn't have to explain to my clients, look, here's the license key, blah, blah, blah. The only thing that needs to be done, click keyless activation. Okay, plugin is active. First thing I want to show you. I have my pages and I have my sample page. Okay, and it lives on the sample dash page URL. So let's say that somebody enters 2 E's for some reason. It still works. I'm automatically redirected to the right URL. Let's say somebody does 3 E's. Again, it works. I get automatically redirected to the page that I wanted to visit. How does that work? Why does that work? It's called the auto redirect 404, and it basically gets rid of any typos in the URLs. That means that you don't have to create any redirect rules. I don't have any redirect rules set, but if I look at my redirect log, I can see that we have 2 redirects, one from sample page EEE to sample page, and another one from sample page 2E's to the sample page. So this works automatically. You don't have to configure or touch anything, and everybody who's entering wrong URLs for one reason or the other, they get redirected where they should have gone in the first place. Okay, second example. I have my post here and I have my hello world post, and I think it's permalink. Well, it should be hello dash post. Yeah, it's hello dash world. Not a problem. But let's say one day I decide it's not going to be called hello world. It's going to be hello world new something. So as soon as I make this change, the old URL hello world will no longer work. So I click update, and what happens, the plugin warns me that I have changed the URL and that I should create a redirect rule. So I click create redirect rule, and that's it. So now people can still share the old URL because it will get redirected. Let me show you. So redirect rules. We now have that redirect rule, which redirects from hello world to hello world new something. Old URL works, new URL works, people are happy, you're happy, Google's happy, your traffic's happy, everybody is happy. Now, as long as we are on this screen, so this is a list of your redirect rules. You can have as many rules as you please. You can also tag them and categorize them. Let's say tag changed URL. So I add a tag, and now this rule is tagged. If I have 100 rules, I can easily then search or filter via these tags. Now, if we go to edit this rule, the very basic premise is that for each rule you have redirect from. So that's what the user typed in, that's what the user visited. And then you have your redirect to. So this is the URL they will end up on. Now this is a simple rule. It simply matches one URL to another URL. If you enable this option, the regular expression one, you can do a lot of advanced things. For instance, you can change the URL structure of your complete site, add prefix, remove prefix, stuff like that. It is a little bit more complex, but be sure to visit our documentation because it contains a lot of recipes on how to do that, how to manage your affiliate links, how to change the URL structure of the entire site and things like that. I already showed you the redirect rule. It basically shows when each redirect rule fired, or in this case, it says it's an auto redirect, so there is no explicit rule. But let's see if I visit this URL. Okay, so I get redirected and I go to redirect log, and then you see that happened. You have some extra stats. You can see where the visitors came from, which country, which browsers they use, top devices, traffic type, everything. Obviously, you can group, you can filter the whole shebang. Now, the 404 log, which is for me empty, but let's make it not empty. Something that's not here. So each time a visitor gets to your 404 page, it gets logged here. As you can see, I tried to visit something that's not here. There was no referring URL, so I don't know where that hit came from. You have your location, IP, user agent, again, the graphs, the whole shebang. Why is this important? It's important to see which URLs are visitors trying to open that are 404s. That means that this is the traffic you actually had, but you instantly lost because instead of visiting some page about something, your visitors viewed the 404 page and most probably instantly bounced. So what you need to do, let's say once a week, okay, that depends on the traffic you have, but let's say once a week, you visit this 404 log and you group by URL and you see, well, oh my God, this URL was visited 1,000 times. So somebody must have linked to it with a typo, obviously with a mistake. So now you take that URL, you all have create redirect rule button here. So I'm going to redirect from something that's not here and you redirect it to, I don't know, whatever page you want. And that way the traffic that's getting to your site, you're utilizing it to the max. People are not running away scared because they're hitting the 404 page. Just a little reminder, when you're redirecting to your own site, you can use relative URLs. So I can just put a slash here, that means my homepage. But if I want to redirect to, let's say, Google, I can't do this. It has to be a full URL. So I'm sorry, HTTPS. So it needs to be a full URL. Now I'm going to add this rule. Okay. And now if I visit something that's not here, I get redirected to Google. And again, as the last time, if I go to the redirect log, I can see that I hit something that's not here and I got moved over to Google. So in a nutshell, that's the core of redirects and that's what this plugin does. Now, let's continue with our time and money saving tips. Let me see my list here. Okay, yeah. Getting back to our dashboard. So these are my licenses. And as you can see, I have 2 licenses. One is this that we are using, and it says max active sites reach for this license, which is normal because it's a domain type license. So, you can only use it on one domain, right? Now, let's head over to brands. Brands give you the option to completely rebrand and restyle the plugin. That means you can change the name, the logo, the colors, company name, support text, URLs, everything. And you don't have to touch a single line of code. What do? You go to licenses, you pick a license, and you go to custom branding and say, I want to use custom branding on this license. Okay. So now when I go to the plugin, I'm going to reactivate the license, but let's say that this is the first time for the user to activate the license. They activate, and it's a whole different plugin. So the name has changed, colors have changed. There's no more mention of Web Factory. There's no more mention of WP301 redirects, nothing. It's a whole new plugin called Smart Redirects. As I have said, you can change your support text, you can change colors, you can change everything, all from the dashboard. I have 2 brands here. You can have 100, really not a problem. Perfect if you're an agency and you want to show your clients that you really mean business, that you care for your brand, that you care about them, so they can directly contact you. They don't have to know about Web Factory. Moving along. Sites. This is a list of my sites, the sites that are active under my licenses. I have 2. For each site, I can see a lot of information. This one, for instance, is not running the latest version of the plugin, so I should update that. I can also see the version of WordPress. I can see which license is used. I can see when it was added and when it was last synced. Why is that syncing important? Well, because then I can access my stats right from the dashboard. So if you have 100 sites, you don't have to log in to 100 dashboards, WordPress dashboards. You have everything in one place. These are my 404 stats, and these are my redirect stats. So everything is in one place. Again, I have the same set of data: top countries, top browsers, top devices, traffic type. Everything is here. I can also do remote actions, activate, deactivate license. I can sync all of my stats remotely. Again, I don't have to go into individual WordPress admins. Let's say we sync stats and then we show our 404. So this is a simplified view. I'm not getting individual URLs, but I can see, per day what was going on. And let's say, this happened on October 16th. So after that, we didn't have any redirect events. Very simple. Now, if you want to go deeper, we have logs. So complete site logs, everything we viewed in our plugin, redirect, so logs and 404. Now I can see all of that. I can see all of that for all of my sites in one place. How does it work? First of all, by default, for privacy issues, we have disabled uploading of logs to the dashboard. So you enable it, you save changes, and this is now automatically synced. Or if you just want to be sure you have the latest state of data, you can do remote actions, sync logs. Wait a few seconds, it's done. You go to logs, you pick your site, okay? And now I can see all of my redirect logs and my 404 logs for that particular site. If you have 10 sites, obviously everything's in one place. You don't have to, open each WP admin individually. Everything is here. We plan on adding new remote functions as well, for instance, to create redirect rules and stuff like that. So there will be more features available soon, but for now you can view all of your logs from one place. Now we have one more feature that combines logs with rebranding, and those are our PDF reports. Now, since I don't have enough data on this website, let me show you how a sample looks. So this is an unbranded PDF report because it has our logo, obviously. And it shows what happened in the last month regarding to the 404 events. Once a month, you can send this to your clients. They will be very pleased to see what was going on with their sites. Everybody, loves a few stats graphs, and we also have the top 404 URLs here. Now, if you are rebranding your plugin, then you have the option to create rebranded PDFs. Again, these are monthly per site for your brand, the Fast Redirects brand in this case. And again, it's a 404 report. You have your pie charts, you have your graphs, everything is nice and handy in one place. That's pretty much it. I hope it gives you a good understanding of what the plugin does, what it's capable of, and most of all, how the dashboard works, because this is where the power really lies, where you can control multiple sites from one single place. Now, let's see if we have some questions that we can answer from our dear audience. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so my guys are telling me that we do not have any questions live. However, I have some questions prepared that were often asked on our AppSumo deal page. So first one is it really free, quote unquote? Yes. So 10 site licenses is completely free. You get all features in the plugin, the ones that we have now and the ones that we will have tomorrow, in a month, in a year. As far as the dashboard goes, the free tier gets you everything you saw besides rebranding and besides logs. So you still get to manage your licenses and you still get to view your stats from within the dashboard for each and every site, or up 10 sites. Next question. Yeah, this one really pops up often. Is this a broken link checker? No, this is definitely not a broken link checker. To a certain extent, the 404 log, okay, where is it, will show some broken incoming links, but it's definitely not a broken link checker in the sense of, can it check all of my outgoing links and see if they still work? No, it is definitely not that. Now, the next question, yeah, people say that they don't need it because they don't have any broken links. Well, unfortunately, this is not about you. You can't control how people link to your site. So if somebody links to your site and makes a typo, like I said, instead of hello-world, they link to hello world, you can't make them change that. So people are coming to your site to a broken URL, getting the ugly 404 message. Well, why? Create one redirect rule and you're saving that traffic. So every site needs this, which leads us to my next question. Do you need this if you have Yoast or RankMath or any other SEO plugin that already come with a redirects module? The answer is yes, you do need this plugin because their redirect modules are very simple. While our plugin is purpose-made for this exact thing, to manage redirects. I do have to say, please don't use more than one redirect plugins at the same time because that's just messy. You're not gonna know what's going on. So disable the redirect module in Yoast or RankMath or whatever you're using and install WP301 redirects. Let me see 1 second. Oh yeah, does it work with and or htaccess and or nginx? No, it does not use htaccess. And does it work with nginx? If WordPress works, so does our plugin. So it's as simple as that. If your site works on WordPress, install our plugin, it's gonna work, not a problem. Next question. Can you resell the rebranded version? Okay, so the smart redirects. Can you sell the rebranded version of the plugin to your clients? You cannot resell it in a sense, give me $10 and here's the plugin. We don't allow that. However, if you're an agency and you are providing some service to your clients, obviously, then you can include the rebranded plugin in your monthly, daily, weekly package as a part of your larger service. But you cannot resell the plugin on its own as, you know, I give you $5, you give me a pound of bananas. That we don't allow that. Thank you so much for joining us on this webinar. I hope you learned something. I hope you managed to view the power of this plugin, especially the dashboard, because it really saves you time and money. If you need us, our contact widget is always in the lower right corner of the screen, in the plugin, in the dashboard, and on the website. So if you have any questions, send us a message, we love to reply. Obviously, grab the freebie while it's still available, and I hope you make good use of it. Thank you for your time, have an awesome day, and see you later. Bye.